Strength lies in differences, not in similarities. A quote by Stephen R. Covey. Diversity is everywhere. The United States is a huge mosaic, painting a huge picture of different cultures and identities. To be strong, we have to be different. There will always be differences in how kids are raised and how they express themselves in the classrooms. Diversity will always affect students. No one is raised the same, and so there will always be diversity in classrooms. Firstly, what types of diversity will you experience as a teacher? Some examples are cultural, religious, and economic. Not all kids come from the same different backgrounds. In Wyoming specifically, you will encounter a lot of these differences too. Typically, you will encounter a lot of economic differences. All of the children are raised with different perspectives of economic standpoints. Personally, I was raised knowing to be grateful for what we have. Other kids were raised differently. Secondly, teachers need to recognize and understand the different types of diversity because it will affect how students learn. If a student comes from a different background and doesn't understand English, they will have a harder time learning what your material is. We have to accommodate for these students that weren't raised with English as their first language. It'll help them learn instead of forcing them to understand something that they don't entirely know. Teachers need to recognize the differences in diversity because it's how students learn. Thirdly, teachers can recognize and understand different types of diversity by taking the time to understand a student's background. It may seem strange that I'm asking the future teachers to do homework, but it's the best way to know about the diversity in the classroom. Recognize how students learn from backgrounds that we are given. It truly makes a difference. When you have students of different backgrounds, it's important to touch on the different cultures in education. There isn't one specific side to the story. History teachers can teach about what other places were affected. English teachers can show stories about cultural differences. There doesn't have to be one fit-all style of education. It's important to show diversity so that students can know why they matter. Lastly, different types of diversity are very important in education. Diversity shows the nature of how the child was raised. When we have this diversity and teach students that their unique experiences matter, it will help them to feel more included and accepted in the classroom. As I stated previously, it's important to include everyone. We need to help everyone feel special. And hiding parts of their diversity by not including it in the lesson will have more harms than benefits. We need to show students that the thing that will make them different matter. In all, diversity is extremely important in education. It shows kids that where they come from matters. To go back to the quote I began with, strength lies in differences, not in similarities. We need to be different so that we can be strong. Teachers need to let all students know that their differences are not the things that make them weak. It makes them strong. Thank you.